Hey everybody, I'm GM here. Now today's video is going to be a little rambly one again. And I'm doing this more for myself, and I admit that. This is the end of the year. I'm recording this just after Christmas 2024. And I've been doing this channel since April, so not a year yet. But I felt that the end of the year was a good time to reiterate what it is I do and why a little bit, and state what I plan to do going forward, and maybe even fill you in on a couple things that have happened in the short time I've been doing this channel. Now, before I go any further, I want to point out the couple books I have on the table here. This is your eye candy for my ramblings. Into the Weird and Wild by Charles Ferguson, Avery, and Wanderings. This is by Geek Gamers. Excellent, excellent inspirational works, I guess is the best way you could put it. They're made for inspiration for your games. But check them out. I highly recommend them, but they're your eye candy for today, so enjoy. Now, why the Motley GM channel? Well, me, I'm still a surly Gen Xer that's really just doing this for fun. I don't get paid for any of this, and I do not anticipate, nor do I intend, to try to make any money or any part of my living off of this channel. I do like to think that my channel is here to welcome newcomers to the hobby, especially for those that, like myself, have decided to leave the Hasbro game behind and join the greater tabletop community. And there's a lot more of those out there than I think you know. So I'm hoping a few of you are seeing this channel and getting something from it, because that's one of the main reasons why I even started doing this. Now, admittedly, I'm mostly focused towards new GMs to hopefully guide those who may be daunted by that position, because GMing can be daunting to some people. And I want to let them know that there's a more laid back and fun way to do it, because I personally believe GMs should also have fun. Now, I try to do this by giving some tips here and there of things that I picked up on the way from my experience, but also by trying to highlight other creators and resources that may also help and give more direction. Now, as far as games go, I focus mostly on rules light to rules medium games, and rules medium is a category of my own. I know it's not really used, but think of games like Old School Essentials, Apotheosis, and Dungeon Crawl Classics when you're thinking of medium category. I know some people put those in the crunchy category, and that's where I put the distinction there, but more on that in a video coming up. But I also like to highlight OSR style games, because the OSR movement is just something that I really vibe with a lot, and I love the artwork in that particular scene as well. Those are the games I really like to talk about the most, and the ones that I predominantly play. So I try to keep it to games that I play, and at least a little bit. So that's why the selection of games. But I usually don't play a game unless it catches my interest enough. And I will admit that this is very biased to what I personally like and find out there. I also, my channel is very much in huge support of real human writers and real human artists as core and integral parts of the tabletop RPG community at large. And that's something I won't change either. Now, I don't want it to sound like I'm one of these old guys that fear technology. I'm not that guy. But at the same time, I just think there are some things that are just very human and humans need to do. And that's just my opinion, but I'm going to stick by it on the channel here. So what has happened in the short time I've done this? Well, actually, it doesn't seem like a lot, but in another way, it's kind of been a lot. First and foremost, I've actually been approached by some people who wanted me to showcase their game, which was really cool, and a bigger compliment than I could even put into words. I always enjoy people reaching out and wanting to show me something that they've created. I think that's great. But I do have some guidelines that fall into what my channel is really about when it comes to that I would like to say now. So if you're a person that does want that, I am totally open to hearing you, as long as you fall within these guidelines. And it's pretty much laid out by how my channel is. If you're somebody that's writing a game, or know of an under-promoted game you'd like me to showcase maybe, I always welcome that opportunity. But I will say this, if you have a really crunchy game, I tend to shy away from those, and I don't really have the time to get into playing games that are super crunchy, especially with all the other stuff I have going on. Also, if you use AI arts in any way, I will probably just pass on that game. Now, don't get me wrong. I understand how using AI art can make it very easy for some people to put the game that they wrote and get it out there and get it moving. And I'm not going to hate on that if you do it, but I will not showcase that product until you've got real artwork by real human artists. And that's just the way that the channel stands. I don't mean that to offend anybody, but that's what I'm supporting here. Make your arts human and bring me games that are a little bit less crunchy, and you're more likely to get me to showcase it on the channel here, because I do enjoy promoting small games that people don't really know a lot about. Now, during the short time I've done this, I've even had to get some brief chats with some really awesome game creators that have created some of my favorite tabletop games. And that experience alone, as short as it was in some of those cases, has been super awesome. I even got a shout out by Ben Milton on his channel when I covered his game, which was super cool for me. Again, really small and just a passing thing that happened one day, but really cool for me. So thanks for that. Everybody that watched that video really helped me put that out there, and I appreciate that so much. Now, something else that has happened is I recently found the game Grit, which I did a showcase on because I just really like that game. It's one of those games that I read it and it really vibed with me right away. And then when I played the game, it was like, yes, this is the answer to so many questions. And I admit that finding that game and then finding the Discord community was really big for me because it put me in contact with the creator of the game. And Jeremy, if you're watching this, thanks for being a member and watching and subscribing to me. But the game is super awesome, guys. That's also given me the opportunity to talk to Jeremy quite a bit. And now I'm even one of the playtesters in the Galaxy's follow-up game to Grit. More will be coming on that. And I want to make this very clear when it comes to that as I move forward. I in no way intend on asking for payment when it comes to Grit or anything I do on this channel when it comes to that game. But I do have a personal investment because of the people that I now know and interact with, and a game that I very much have quickly fallen in love with and can see this game being very popular if people just actually take the time to play it. So that is something you will see. Games like Grit here and Apotheosis as well, but these smaller game companies that are making independent games that are just freaking awesome, I will continue doing that, and I will personally invest in them a little bit. I do not wish payment for that. The only thing I hope is to get this game out to more people and some of the other games I showcase to more people so that they can actually experience the game and understand why I enjoy it so much and why I think it deserves to be played a little bit more. Now, I do understand that in a sea of games, it's difficult to find a voice. So I'm hoping to give at least some small voice to games like Grit, Apotheosis, and other small games that not a lot of people know about to get the word out there. Here's where you're going to find smaller games like that. And these are some games that I promote and really love and think other people should give a try and see these great ideas that are being put out there by some awesome people. So where are we going from here? Well, I plan on continuing to really showcase Rules Light and Rules Medium game, and I will consider one or two crunchier games to showcase only because I've played them before. If that's something somebody's interested in, let me know. I might do that in the near future. The channel here will continue to focus on new GMs and players, and the tips and things that I really give are more focused towards new ones, as I typically say in my videos, but I also hope to maybe throw in a little dash of spice here and there that a more experienced GM or player can pick up on. As I stated earlier, I will continue to be an unpaid channel. Now, if somebody sends me a book or a PDF of a game and I really like it, I will showcase that game and I will definitely let you know if that happens. However, I will not accept pay for such things, and that is where I want this channel to stay. If by some reason, by doing this channel, I find some way to make some kind of money, and that's a good opportunity for me, I will create a different channel for that. This channel here will remain me, unpaid, talking about the hobby I love. Now, just as a caveat, I will admit I showcase games that I like, and I do mostly focus on the positive of those games, but most of the games I showcase, I don't feel have that many negatives to begin with, and that's why I showcase them. I will not showcase games that I don't like, and that's just the way it is. I'm again doing this for a hobby, so I focus on the things that I like and I think need to get more attention. There's plenty of other large games out there that I probably won't even cover that have plenty of attention. I'm really trying to focus on the smaller guy here. But again, going back to, it does come back to a lot of my personal choice and taste and what I'm putting out there. So I still hope that despite me using my own tastes and flavors, that it still points you in a direction that allows you to find the spice that you're looking for, so to speak. Now, in this coming year, depending on what's going on, I do plan on possibly tackling a couple controversial topics, or at least topics that might be uncomfortable here and there. One video in particular I know is going to be that way, and then depending on how things go and what the year brings, there might be more, but more to come on that. But we'll be talking about some stuff and a couple things that might not be the most comfortable. So I hope you guys will be on board for that, because some stuff we just got to talk about and get out there. Now, I do hope, and I fully admit this, that we can build a small community of people who enjoy similar games, and that either, have or want to have a similar, more laid back, easygoing GM style. And I'm hoping this group will be there to be able to exchange ideas, tips, and maybe even play a game or two together once in a while. I'm considering starting a Discord channel for the channel here for people to engage in and talk more. If that's something you think would be cool, let me know in the comments below. Now, in the end, I really just do this channel for fun. I do it for my love of tabletop RPGs and the community that surrounds it. And I hope to help support these smaller independent games and the creators and artists that are putting the work in to get these games out to us. And that's really what my channel is about. I don't want it to get any more complicated than that. If you have ideas for videos I can do, and which I have actually gotten some that I'm working on right now that are a little bit more complex, but I'm hoping I can work it out and simplify it down. But if you do have ideas for videos that might help you or tips that you might need, send them my way. I'll do my best to work it into my schedule and into my video list here that is still growing quite a bit. So by all means, throw me your ideas or the things you might have questions about, and I'll see what I could do for you. But all in all, I think that kind of sums up everything about what I wanted to do here. I'm a pretty open person, and I could take criticism. Just be respectful. And that's all I really ask. Be respectful to me and to the community below, and I think we'll all get along just fine. I really do want to thank you if you watched this all the way to this point, because you're pretty awesome if you listen to me ramble, and I really appreciate that. I want to give just the biggest shout out to my subscribers, which at the recording of this video was over 460 people, which for me is amazing. That's already way more than I thought I would ever get, and I can't tell you how cool that is and how much I appreciate you. So as always, a big shout out to you guys. A huge shout out to my players. And if you guys are watching this, which I think you are, I love you guys. You're just the best group to have. And even when we're not rolling dice, we're having the best time ever. And I'm looking forward to many, many years of that to come, hopefully. And I hope you guys are too. And finally, I want to give just the biggest shout out to my wife. You are just the best thing that's ever happened to me. And I'm so thankful for you and your support. Thank you so much. I love you more than I can tell you. But everybody, you know what? As I record this video, we're in the middle of the 2024 holiday season, just after Christmas specifically. Now, I would like to take this moment to wish you and yours, whether you celebrate a holiday or not, a life of love, happiness, and fun, no matter what time of year it is. During all the coming, going, ups and downs, and all the in-between stuff, remember to stop, take a break, breathe a little bit, and make some time to play for fun first. Thanks for watching, everybody.